How did Albanese manage to pull this off? As I said before, you know, the best two-party preferred in the country since Fraser, since Curtin in the Labor Party. It is an extraordinary feat. How did he do it?
A couple of ways. One is that the opposition really lost this election far more than Labor won it. But having said that, Anthony Albanese had a pretty much note-perfect campaign.
Well, this is the thing. People often say that, you know, oppositions don't win elections, governments lose them. This is a case of a government not so much winning the election as the opposition losing.
Well, the government didn't lose it, so that's the thing, isn't it? So there could have been missteps, there could have been gaffes, there could have been holes in his policy. There was none of those things. He and his there was depth in the team as well, as you alluded to. Apart from Peter Dutton and James Patterson going out, where were all the big hitters? I mean, my beloved friend Jane Hume seemed to, when she was speaking, tended to put her foot in it more than actually conveying the thing. And of course, she had the backflip on the working from home thing that was saddled around her, which was very cruel and unfair, but we can get to that later. Andrew Hastie had to be shut down because of his previous comments about women on the front line, which I have no particular issue with one way or the other. But again, they had disendorsed a candidate for saying the exact same thing that their shadow defence minister had said. So suddenly they can't bring out their shadow defence minister when national security is meant to be one of the coalition's strongest selling points. So suddenly that's neutralised. Economic management is meant to be one of their strongest selling points, but they're so scared of having a fight with Labor on Medicare or energy bill relief that they just me too it. And so, of course, they can't do that. Notwithstanding that, they announced $21 billion for defence after voting had already started, and they can't even say what it's going on. Can't even say where it's going. I mean, every single step of the way, every single day, every single thing they did was a complete and utter screw-up. And some screw-ups they did so bad that they actually managed, they had an issue and they had screw-up A or screw-up B, and somehow managed to do both. Working from home policy, for example, disastrous to have adopted it, and then even more disastrous to have said in the middle of an election campaign, I'm so sorry, we got it hopelessly wrong. We have no idea what the women of Australia actually feel about this policy, because they only just discovered it after the election had been launched, and we're going to completely reverse it. Now, what vote does that possibly win you? Do you think then that all those people who were so furious at the suggestion that they might have to be forced back to the office, that there is an open revolt and you decide you have to backflip? Do you think they're now going to vote for you instead of the other people for whom it was never a policy in the first place? And what about all your allies in the media or all your supporters who have backed that policy in? Do they say, oh no, I've also changed my mind? So you completely burn them, you completely burn their audience. I mean, I could go on forever and ever. Just the sheer lack of policy detail. And again, the Libs themselves are saying this already. They were pointing to each other before the polling had even opened on polling day, saying that, you know, Angus Taylor hadn't prepared an economic or a tax policy. They've had 3 years to do this. What have they been doing?